Members?
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Horvath?
I have a couple of things here. Just before Christmas, I sent an email to the WDHT, or I sent a fax to WTHT asking for a copy of one of our council meetings. I faxed it. Between Christmas and New Year's, I called and left a message and said, you know, did you get my fax? Well, I think they were on vacation. I got a call back. I called after the first of the year and asked, and I was told at that time that I would have to go through the administration to get a copy of a public video of our public council meeting, and so I did. Sent fax to the administration, said I didn't think that was necessary because I am an elected official, and as an elected official in my capacity, if I'm allowed to go and look at all the financials, I certainly could get a copy of a council meeting. It was turned over to the attorney, who I got a call from, to assure that I wasn't going to share this with anyone. It was for my own purpose. I said, okay, I explained everything to the attorney. I told him what I wanted for, because all we've been doing is he said, she said, they said, we said, and I wanted to see what it actually said. So I happened to run into the cable folks at the chamber luncheon, and I asked him if he would bring the thing for me that night. We had a council meeting, and he said, actually stepped back when I called him. He told me I had to go through the administration. When I asked him at the cable meeting, or at the chamber meeting, he said, and I go, what's wrong? And he said, it was erased. And I said, why me? That said, I said, you're out of it. I said, okay, it's erased, okay. I have another way of getting the information that I'm looking for, I think. The point of my tirade here is no one from the administration, no one has officially told me that I can't have that tape because it was erased. And it's probably means nothing to anybody here, and there she goes again. But my point is, if I am not communicated with, how are we communicating with the public? I mean, I have still not been officially, I was told by Mark that it was erased.
Mr. Chair?
Councilwoman Aegis?
I'd like to know why, if it's a public meeting, I mean, I could tape it, I could DVR it. I could DVR tonight's meeting and put it up on YouTube.
It was already off
So
the air.
why,
I mean,
my
I
question
was-
is to the attorney.
Say-
Why is there a question
Well,
about, I mean, there's no
good
fair
question.
use around it.
No.
This is a public meeting.
well, the other thing that kind of surprised me was the term FOIA and possible cost. And I blew my wad. And I said, if I have to FOIA this, Freedom of Information Act, or I have to pay for this, and I told Gary, I said, I will make a big deal out of this if I have to do that. I am an elected official. And if I was just Marge Horvath and came in and asked for that, I could get it. It's public information. I understand their concern, but somebody should have called and asked me, what are you going to do with this? I wouldn't have liked it, but they should have called and said, what are you going to do with this?
Doesn't make a difference
Don't have
because it's
to.
public
Doesn't matter.
information.
Well, that's true.
Doesn't make a difference.
But my point of the whole thing is,
And dice it.
I still hasn't received, and now I know I don't expect a call, but there's so much lack of communication around here that, and this is a perfect example. Someone should have called and explained to me why I was going through all this, and then explained to me why I wasn't getting it. And it's just unconscionable that that particular tape was erased, but nothing else was.
Mr. Chairman,
That's my,
Mayor?
actually, the first part, I agree with you, that you have a right to the tape. And I certainly, I guess if I was more familiar with the particular situation, I would have probably interceded on your behalf. The part that I don't like is the fact there's a definite insinuation that for some reason a tape was disappeared. My guess is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know how long we keep them. I have never, ever requested a tape except for one. And the problem is I have it, and I don't know what it can play on, but I actually have a copy of the first council meeting that was ever taped. But it's on something I don't even know what it plays on. Any explanation as to what happened to this particular tape?
It was, excuse me, it was just simply an unfortunate blunder in the duplication process. Our other video gentleman was in the process of converting the tape over to the machinery that basically play on the system, on the cable system. Okay? When he pulled that off the system, he mistakenly erased it. He thought he had saved a copy. Quite frankly, he didn't save the copy. He erased it before he saved it. To be honest, it was just an unfortunate screw up. As far as I know right now, that was the only one that was erased.
Was that session ever played
Yes,
on the cable?
It was aired, yeah.
It was aired.
It was
So
aired.
if it was aired on cable, it's not saved in some secondary
Yes,
format?
I called Mary and I asked her to transcribe from her little,
No, I'm
She's saying that.
I'm
No.
saying if
On the
it
video.
played on TV,
well, what I wanted it for was to hear what we all said
yeah.
on a particular agenda item, okay?
How long do you keep the audio recording?
That's
Since we got
record.
the system.
So it's that you can always get.
Right, which I got,
she
eventually
did.
I got, okay? I mean, I didn't realize at the time that I could have gone that route. But after all this transpired, I thought, I don't know what she does over here, but she's got to have a record somewhere.
It's